From 5 News, I'm meteorologist Stephen Elmore. Merry Christmas to all. Well, again, today, we've talked about it. It was cloudy all day today, really gloomy outside for our Christmas. Rudolph was working hard last night, delivering those presents with the fog that we had. Expect that fog over the next couple of days as we're getting that extra moisture with still warmer temperatures outside. But by the time we get to the 26th, this is Thursday, we have some storms coming in. Now, mainly looking at the afternoon and evening hours for that period, but we're expecting to see some strong thunderstorms develop and a lot of rainfall, especially in the evening hours. So we've gone ahead and issued that weather impact alert for tomorrow evening, Thursday the 26th. You got family traveling tomorrow evening back home, or maybe some coming in late just after the holiday, could run into some issues, especially on the roads and in the air, because we are going to run into the chances of seeing some strong thunderstorms, not only here, but parts of Texas, parts of Louisiana, and parts of Oklahoma as well, where the majority of that energy is going to be to produce some of those thunderstorms. Here's a look at northwest Arkansas for tomorrow. Again, morning temperatures not too bad, starting off into the low 50s. By the time we get to the afternoon, though, the reason it turns to red there is because that's the window that we're looking at that weather impact alert needed, because we could see some strong thunderstorms developing, especially later on in the evening hours where you see those rain chances start to take up just a bit. Now, I will tell you, northwest Arkansas is on the lower end for seeing any of the severe weather. I think mainly we just see some of that heavy rainfall throughout the evening hours overnight into Friday. The greatest risk for severe weather is going to be across the river valley and south of I-40. The major storm risk for tomorrow is across the Arklatex region, so we're definitely on the northern end of where the energy is going to be. Across the river valley for tomorrow, again, temperatures not too bad throughout the day and not moving very much because of the extra cloud coverage, starting off into the mid-50s and only topping out into the upper 50s. Once we get into the afternoon and evening, though, you see that red color there because of the weather impact alert needed due to some rain chances picking up, which could cause some travel issues, but also the chances of a few isolated thunderstorms embedded in there as well. Again, low chance for widespread severe weather, but it's not zero. Here's a look at that weather impact alert for tomorrow. What you need to know. Again, mainly the timing for this is going to be Thursday evening, looking at just afternoon, late into the evening, almost getting close to Friday morning around midnight. The impact is going to be some weak thunderstorms. I don't want to go overboard here and say these are going to be strong thunderstorms, widespread severe weather. It's definitely going to be on the lower end. I don't know if there's going to be enough energy to produce widespread severe weather. But because it's the holidays and because there's a risk, that's why we've gone ahead and issued the alert, because there's going to be traveling tomorrow, not only on the roads, but in the air. And also there is enough energy where we could see some strong winds, and we cannot rule out an isolated tornado for tomorrow, mainly looking south of I-40 where that greatest risk is going to be. So what you need to know is if you plan on traveling tomorrow, take it easy because we're going to have those wet roads and we could run into some visibility issues. Let's pick up Futurecast Thursday morning, the 26th. Still expecting lots of cloud coverage across the area. Could see a few spotty showers ahead of the storm chance. But by the time we get to the afternoon, that's when we're going to start to see these storms firing up across portions of Texas, Oklahoma, into parts of Louisiana, and finally into western Arkansas. You see, it remains well south of I-40 where most of that energy is going to be, but as we get into the evening hours, it's pushing up towards the northwest, so everybody, no matter where you live tomorrow, is going to at least get some heavy rainfall. The storm threat, where the storm energy is, though, looks to be further off towards the south. We take it forward into 5 p.m. Thursday, and this is where a majority of the activity is going to be. This is where we're going to pick up the most rainfall. This is when we're going to have the largest chance for any of those isolated thunderstorms as well. You see all these different colors popping up here, especially where we're starting to see these oranges and reds. That's some heavy rainfall expected based off of this Futurecast run. So again, we already picked up around 1 to 2 inches of rainfall to start off the week. Now, as we get to tomorrow, we could pick up an additional 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. So it's not only the severe risk that we're looking out for, but the chances of maybe some flash flooding, just because that water table, the amount of water that's already been picked up this week, is already pretty full. Now we're going to add another 1 to 2 inches on top of that, where we could see some flooding in some low-lying areas. We take this out further to 6 p.m. Thursday. I think this is where we pick up a majority of that rainfall all across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And embedded here, we could have a few of these isolated thunderstorms that are more than likely going to be on the stronger side, but we could see a few of them turn over to the severe mark. Once we get to Thursday evening, overnight into Friday, most of the heavy rainfall is done, but some scattered showers linger behind it going into Friday morning. By the time we see sunrise on Friday morning, might not see much of it. Still going to see some cloud coverage, but we're, for the most part, done with the rain chances as we go on throughout the day on Friday. So again, the chances for widespread severe weather are low, but they're not zero. We take a look at the hazards from the Storm Prediction Center, and you see two things pop up. One, the fact that while we see that brown color, that is the lowest end chance of any severe weather that we have based off of the model runs that we're using. But the second thing you see there is that it includes most of the river valley for the tornado risk and the wind risk there. So while again, yes, it's on the lower end, it's not zero. So we don't want to rule out any strong to severe thunderstorms, mainly across the river valley for tomorrow, but can't rule out a few across northwest Arkansas. The hail risk is almost zero for us. We could see some small hail. Mainly what I'm concerned with is the strong winds and the chances that that could lead to some rotation and the chance of maybe seeing an isolated tornado tomorrow evening. To recap what we're trying to say here, this is the same map that we just showed you, just in a different color at this point. Again, the risk is mainly south of I-40 across the river valley, where we just have that level 1 marginal risk. It's a low end risk. But even with these level 1 marginal risks, especially this time of year, we could start to see maybe if that energy gets just enough amped up, some strong to severe thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Again, the timeline for this is anywhere between 2 and 8 p.m. I think has the best chances of seeing some of those scattered showers, definitely some heavy showers, and the chances for a few of those isolated thunderstorms. We peak with those rain chances for tomorrow. Another rain chance comes Friday night going into Saturday. It's a low chance, but we're still keeping you updated just in case you have some travelers out on the road. Rain chances by the time we get to the end of the weekend into the start of next week, really not too bad, but now we're starting to talk about what could be possibly coming by the time we get to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I'll tell you what, the rain chances are low, but I'm going to switch that word around. The precipitation chances are low, but not zero. And the reason I changed that word around is because we're expecting some much colder air to come in for the new year. We'll talk about that here in a second. Again, by the time we get through not only Thursday night into Friday's storm risk and rain chance, but also Friday night going into Saturday's minor risk, we could pick up anywhere between 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. I think most of this rain comes from Thursday evening, while Friday into Saturday, maybe we pick up a tenth up to a quarter of an inch of rainfall at best. Northwest Arkansas over the next 10 days, weather impact alert day for Thursday evening. Get the timeline for that between 2 and 8 p.m. The main risks look to be some strong isolated winds and maybe an isolated tornado. That's definitely possible for tomorrow. The main zone is going to be south of I-40 and well south of I-40 in the Arklatex region is where the strongest threat for severe weather is going to be. Those rain chances linger Friday into Saturday, but temperatures still on the warmer side into the low 60s this weekend when some sunshine breaks out. You take a look towards the end of the 10-day forecast. Tuesday into Wednesday, that would be New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We get some cold air to work itself in. Not looking at much in the way of any precipitation, but we could see a few rain chances mixing in there. And temperatures will be close to the freezing point. Not calling for anything specific right now when it comes to winter precipitation, but we'll see once we get a little bit closer. What we definitely do know is, though, is that the start of the year is going to be much cooler compared to how this upcoming weekend is going to be. Across the river valley, your 10-day forecast, here it is. Weather impact alert day for Thursday evening due to the chances of some strong winds and a few isolated thunderstorms mixed in there as well. That's going to be associated with those strong winds. There's also the chances of an isolated tornado. Low risk for the strong winds and the isolated tornado, but it's not zero. And again, the main risk is across the river valley. By the time we get to Friday, we start to see some cloud coverage, but it starts to break up, especially in the afternoon. And those daytime highs this weekend, really nice outside into those mid-60s, and some sunshine starts to break out. Once we get into New Year's Eve, into New Year's Day, that's when the colder air arrives. And we're going to be talking about maybe some mornings getting close to the freezing point once again to start off the new year. as we get more towards the average temperature where we're supposed to be. We're getting lucky for the last week of 2024 as temperatures are going to be into the low to mid 60s with plenty of sunshine. We'll keep you updated throughout tomorrow evening on the storm risk. Again, I want to give you an issue that it's low chances for any strong to severe weather, but it's not zero. So we'll keep you updated through the process. Merry Christmas to all, and we'll keep you updated as we go on throughout the rest of the week and what's looking like a really nice upcoming weekend and the last weekend of 2024. From 5 News, I'm meteorologist Stephen Elmore. That's your 5+ extended forecast.